He knocked on his neighbor's door with a brand new luxury car and 300,000 riyals in cash. But what happened before that moment will absolutely shock you. Some people give you hope, some people give you strength, but a true friend gives you both. This is the incredible true story of how kindness came full circle in the most unbelievable way. This event happened about 10 years ago in one of the cities in the kingdom. There were two neighbors, one was named Abdullah and the other was named Saleh. Now, Abdullah was a poor man. His financial situation was extremely difficult. He didn't have a steady job. He just scraped together his daily earnings from here and there, whatever he could find. As for his neighbor Saleh, he was employed, had a decent job and a respectable salary, but he was also just making ends meet. He owned an old Hilux pickup that he used to get to and from work, but the relationship between Abdullah and Saleh was something special. Abdullah loved Saleh and Saleh loved Abdullah. Their families were close, always checking in on each other, supporting one another, and exchanging small necessities when needed. They truly embodied the words of the Prophet, peace be upon him, about neighbors. Gabriel kept advising me about the neighbor until I thought he would make him an heir. Saleh had this strange but wonderful habit. Every single day when he returned from work around p.m., the first thing he would do was knock on Abdullah's door. He'd say, Abdullah, take the car keys. Go earn your living, go find someone who needs a ride, buy something and sell it, whatever helps you make your daily income. If I need the car for some reason, I'll call you. So Abdullah would take the keys and he'd work all day, driving workers, delivering people, whatever he could do. Then in the evening he'd return the keys to Saleh. They continued like this for a long, long time. Then one day, Saleh decided to take out a small loan to buy himself a new car. His old one was getting worn out and just wasn't sufficient anymore. After he bought the new car, he went straight to Abdullah. He said, my dear brother, Allah has blessed me. I took a small loan and bought a new car and this old one. If I try to sell it, it won't fetch much money at all. You are my brother and my neighbor, and you need it far more than I do. I am gifting it to you, and please don't refuse this gift, for the Prophet, peace be upon him, always accepted gifts. Abdullah was so embarrassed, but also incredibly happy. He didn't want to be a burden on Saleh, but this beautiful gesture, it gave him strength, it gave him hope. He accepted the car, ran home to tell his family, and they all rejoiced. His wife, his children, they were truly, deeply happy. Years went by, life went on. Now Abdullah happened to own a small piece of land far away, a plot he had bought a very long time ago for an extremely cheap price, back then it was just a worthless patch of desert that nobody wanted. But then out of nowhere a major company needed that exact piece of land for a new project. They started searching for its owner, and after some digging they finally found their way to Abdullah. They came to him and asked, are you the owner of this land? He said, yes, I am. They said, we want to buy it from you. Abdullah replied, no problem. How much are you offering? They looked at him and said, 5 million, 5 million. Abdullah was in complete shock. This was a man who didn't even have a bank account or an ATM card. His daily income was maybe 20 riyals from here, 15 from there. The number 5 million was something he couldn't even imagine. He asked them for some time to think. He immediately went to a relative of his who was knowledgeable in real estate and told him what happened. His relative listened carefully and then said, no, don't sell it yet. Go back to them and tell them, I will not sell this land for less than 10 million. Abdullah was terrified. He said, they'll run away. They'll find another piece of land. But his relative insisted, just say it, trust me. So, with his heart pounding, Abdullah called the company. He took a deep breath and said, I won't sell it for less than 10 million. And to his utter astonishment, the company representative on the other end of the line simply said, done. Just like that, they transferred the ownership, helped Abdullah open a bank account, and deposited 10 million riyals into it. A poor man who used to earn just a few riyals a day had suddenly become a wealthy man. So, what was the very first thing Abdullah thought to do with his new fortune? You won't believe this. He went straight to a well-known car dealership. He walked in and said, "Give me your most luxurious top-of-the-line SUV." They showed him the vehicle. He looked it over and said, "Perfect, register it under this name," and he gave them Saleh's full name. Then he went to the bank and withdrew 300,000 riyals in cash. He took the money, placed it neatly inside the car's dashboard drawer, and drove the brand new SUV directly to Saleh's house. He knocked on the door. Saleh opened it, looking confused. Abdullah smiled and said, "Come with me for a ride." Saleh looked at the magnificent car and his eyes went wide. "In this car? Don't tell me you borrowed it." "Abdullah, return it right now before something happens to it." Abdullah just laughed and said, "Just get in, my friend, get in." They drove around for a while and then Abdullah pulled over. He turned to Saleh and said, "Saleh, do you remember that old car you gifted me all those years ago? Do you remember telling me that the Prophet, peace be upon him, accepted gifts? Well, this SUV is my gift to you and it's already registered under your name. And inside the drawer in front of you there is 300,000 riyals. You will not return it. It is a gift from a heart that loves you for the sake of Allah." Saleh just broke down and cried. Through his tears, he said, "Abdullah, I did what I did for the sake of Allah. I never expected anything from you in return." Abdullah put a hand on his shoulder and replied, "I know you did, and that is exactly why I must repay your kindness. You helped me when no one else did. You treated me like a real brother. Allah has blessed me now, and it's my turn to share that blessing with you. This, my friends, is loyalty. This is true brotherhood, and this is one of those real stories that reminds us of the incredible power of sincere relationships. By Allah, who wouldn't want a neighbor like this?" The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us he does not truly believe the one whose neighbor is not safe from his harm. So can you imagine the immense reward when you are good to your neighbor? When you support him, when you love him purely for Allah's sake. This story proves that kindness always returns, often multiplied, and that Allah never, ever forgets the good that you do. These are the stories that touch the heart and remind us what true character and loyalty really look like. Let's quickly look at 3 powerful lessons we can take from this. First, the value of helping others returns multiplied. Saleh's simple act of kindness with his old car came back to him years later in a far, far greater form. It teaches us that generosity is never, ever lost. It's an investment. Second, strong neighborly relationships create real support systems. The bond between Abdullah and Saleh shows how genuinely caring for your neighbors can bring comfort, build trust, and forge a lifelong bond of loyalty that money can't buy. And third, faith, patience, and honesty open unexpected doors of blessing. Abdullah's humility and his trust in Allah's plan led to a life-changing opportunity that transformed his entire future and the future of his family. If this story inspired you, please share it with someone you know today. Let's spread kindness, loyalty, and gratitude, because every good deed you do and every beautiful story you share could be the beginning of another one just like this. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories.